Hey everybody, you're tuned into the SNL AfterBuzz After Show. We're talking about Season 42, Episode 15 with Octavia Spencer and Father John Misty. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Live from California, it's Amy and Kelly. I don't know.
That was real good.
Yeah.
Real
thanks.
good, Don Pardo.
Thanks so much. You know, I tried.
Good work.
You guys were back. Took a little break because we felt like it, you know. No, because SNL took a break. Be sure to subscribe to us on iTunes, YouTube, all that jazz. Like us, comment. We read everything. We know everything. Yeah.
We see all.
We see everything. Amy, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me at Amy Maestri.
And I'm Kelly McInerney. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at HollyWeirdo. Kim is at a wedding, I think?
She is not down under. I feel like Australians and the Kiwis would get
She's
very
Kiwi,
angry
yeah.
if I did that. Yeah, she is in New Zealand right now. Living it up.
Partying. Yeah,
Hanging with the fam.
She parties.
Hard.
Yeah. They call her Kim the Party Starter.
Yeah, because they got real inventive and creative with it.
Yeah. Speaking of inventive and creative, what a nice episode, huh?
Yes. If you want to use those words.
I'm being sarcastic. You know what? There's going to be one episode we're going to be like, wow, that was everything I wanted it to be. I don't remember one in recent time.
I mean, I think this season has been very hit or miss.
Yeah.
Is the problem.
The Christmas one, I think, was good, but I forgot who hosted. It's not important. It kind of is, but not right now.
It's not like this is a show that talks about Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
We don't need to know these things.
Whatever. It's with What's-His-Face and What's-Her-Face.
There was a laugh thing.
They do character, whatever, you know.
Done.
Speaking of this Oscar lady host, what's her name? Octavia Spencer.
Yes.
Who I believe was nominated this year for Hidden Figures.
Yeah.
She won for The Help, way back when. Not that far. She's pretty cool. She's a pretty cool lady. You know, she's actually promoting a movie called The Shack, which she did not mention. It's actually out in theaters now. I know people that worked on it and asked me to talk about it. So it's about finding God.
All right, and you have now done your job.
Yeah.
Good work. The Shack.
Yeah. But she didn't mention it. Well, we'll get into the monologue in a second. Let's get into the cold open, though. Arguably, I would say the best sketch of the night, which is not good to start with the best one.
It's not.
What did you think?
I would agree. It's right before coming here, I was hanging out with two friends, and we were talking about the cold open because that was all they saw of it, and I was like, well, that's good. Yeah, watch that.
Yeah.
I love the development that Kate is doing with this character of Jeff Sessions, the way that she's taking it into this weird, like, I'm just silly and dumb, and I like being in government. Like, to put that with the Forrest Gump theme, and I thought that was just such a good idea, and I really, really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, and I loved the twist with Octavia playing her character in The Help.
Yeah.
With the poop pie. I wrote poop pie.
Poop pie.
It was pretty funny. I actually never watched Forrest Gump, but I still got it. Yeah.
What is this one?
I don't know.
Doesn't watch Friends, doesn't watch Forrest Gump.
I watch Multiplicity.
Yeah.
Did you know
so fair.
I didn't realize that he was the one that Mrs. King wrote about being like, please don't put him in office. He is very racist.
Yeah, he's kind of the worst.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this was I enjoyed this so much because it took them out of their normal element of let's have Trump read headlines, or let's have Kellyanne read headlines, which is what a lot of the cold opens have turned into, because everything's so ridiculous. So I think this is what we're always talking about, of like, yeah, it's funny stuff that we're seeing in the news, right? Terrifying funny stuff that we're seeing in the news, but we want to see them do something different with it, and I think this was a great way of doing it.
Yeah, and it still took from the headlines. You still learned about him talking about Russia and everything, but it was in a more fun way to watch.
Yeah. One of my favorite lines, because I was talking to my sister about it, how everyone was like so excited that Trump had a speech that wasn't a disaster, and was when he said, yeah, folks were real thrilled on the count of it being real words in a row for a whole hour. I was like, that's, fair.
It's true.
Yeah.
But it was the best one for sure.
Yeah.
The monologue, Octavia rocks it. Well, she has great enthusiasm, but it was just a monologue. I felt like. What did you think about it?
Short, right?
Yeah, I thought it was too.
Yeah.
Cop out too with the hidden fences, like the lights new, but people have been saying that hidden fences joke.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it didn't start as a joke. People are dumb.
It started at people are dumb and then moved to funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she did great with what she was given. I think that she hit a lot of beats correctly and did what she could with it. I just think the jokes could have been punched up a little bit.
Yeah. And she definitely could have done, like, she's a great actress. She could have done more, like, if they gave her more.
Yeah.
I don't know why, and I don't know why she didn't mention her movie. I thought that was kind of weird, because, like, why are you here? I guess because the Oscars, I guess that's why she's here, because it's been a busy week.
Yeah.
It was just like a cop-out for me. They could have done something with Hidden Fences light.
Yeah.
Like show a clip or something.
Yeah, and I think comedically, I think she's great too. I mean, in The Help, she was so funny, and I feel like she has such good comedic chops, but also when you have an actor that's so good dramatically too, that is kind of more known for that, I think there's so much good comedy to be had that's rooted in drama. So like to have that kind of more dramatic kind of monologue, or just something like with a, I don't know, just something more than her just talking for like 2 minutes with jokes that weren't that funny. So she did great, but I wasn't a fan of the jokes.
You could tell she was enthusiastic and everything. So there's that. TBD, or A Courage, Compassion, Country, the TBD story. All right.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about it. It was just like,
That was it.
I guess we need that, but like you're not helping. We're screwed because we don't have anybody. I did like the Bradley Whitford thing at the end, because it's true. Probably gonna be him.
It will be.
What did you think about it?
I think it's such a smart commentary, but I don't think they did. It's just not something that can be turned into anything.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how many times that I've heard that said, or that I've said it, where it's like, yeah, we just need that one Republican, that one conservative, that one person to just like be like, no, this guy is crazy. What is, and speak up. So it's like, I think it's something that's important that people are thinking right now, but it wasn't quite executed in the funniest way, because it was a one trick pony of just TBD.
I feel like some other sketch did that too. We'll talk about later, but there's like a great premise and just delivered poorly, you know?
Yeah.
And it was a bummer, but I guess they tried. Hey, Bobby Monahan's one sketch, The Voice.
Oh my God, that's right.
Weird.
Where the hell was Bobby?
Who knows? This one I wrote, Suing for Ideas for a Pharmaceutical Company. This is when I started to be like, I'm kind of getting uncomfortable with the race joke. I know it's like... Yeah. Is this funny? Is it? Because they're just basically saying they stole their name, the names for the for the drugs from names that she knows, and they're all African American women.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
Yeah.
No heightening, right?
Yeah.
Just yeah.
It really did just, that's a good point. It did just stay on that same level of like, here's the joke. Mm-hmm. We're gonna keep saying the joke.
I guess when they brought Leslie Jones in, when she said she fell asleep, and that's why they named it Lunestra. But it was just like, okay, I get it. They sometimes, I guess, African-American women sometimes have unique names.
Yeah.
Let's not.
Yeah. Again, funny thought.
Yeah.
Not a 5-minute sketch, but
Yeah.
funny thought, because when you hear them out loud, and I liked DeQuill.
Yeah.
So there were certain things in that. The line, she's troubled, but she's fun, made me laugh. But, yeah, I just don't see where this was a full-fledged sketch idea, because it didn't go anywhere.
And, like, I did like when Sashir was like, oh, how do you think I feel being compared to cholesterol or something? Yes, but still not that memorable, you know? As is Sashir, you know? Oh, did I say that? The next one, Girl at a Bar. This is the one I was talking about.
Okay.
It's a great idea because it does happen a lot.
Yes.
But it was just, whoa, it's kind of harshly delivered. Like this, whereas the other one didn't heighten at all. This one kind of, I felt like, heightened way too harshly. Like, what? I don't know. And but it is funny because people, I feel like there's a lot of guys that are like, oh, I'm a feminist, to try and get in your pants.
Yeah.
But it was delivered poorly. What did you think?
I'm also confused why this was filmed. This
That's true.
is very easily a live sketch. So I'm kind of confused because there was barely any live content tonight, I feel like.
Yeah, there was at least 3.
Yeah, and this is one that did not have to be filmed. So I'm a little confused as to why they did it as a film segment. But yeah, I think it's a really funny idea because and also just that idea of just like a girl being like, oh, no thanks, and then the guy just immediately going, I'm just bitch.
Yeah.
So I think right now with all the different feminist movements going on, and like douchey guys just being like, oh yeah, like I love Hillary, it's a funny idea, but again, it just didn't really go anywhere. I think the button was kind of fun with 80 at the end.
Yeah, but you knew that was coming.
Yeah, as soon as she came in, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know. We said it. The next one, Zoopolis. Do you know why they had 3 actors there and not the real actors? Did they say that in the beginning?
That's what I was kind of wondering, because I didn't catch that either.
Yeah.
So yell at us on YouTube if you know why, because I think I might have missed that also. Because it seems like, because normally for this kind of vehicle, for impressions, they'll just do like the audition tapes or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, bring that back.
Stick to what works.
Yeah.
Please. That's what I wrote. I was like, just have one of those commercials. I was like, weird sketch. What was the point? I mean, I've got a lot of things to say. Melissa shines, except that J-Lo was a little weak, but she's great singing at it.
Yeah.
Usually. Alex, why was he there? He just did 2 things.
Yeah.
Or did he just do 1? I think he just did.
He did 2, I think.
Hugh Grant.
He did Hugh Grant, and then he did one other.
The sports guy.
Yeah.
What? Keenan, how come you haven't been doing Tracy Morgan the last 15 years you've been on SNL?
Yeah, because that is the first impression I've ever heard him do that doesn't sound like everything he has ever done.
Right? Ugh. But Julia,
maybe I wouldn't hate him so much. Well, no, I'd probably still hate him, but maybe not as much.
It's just, let's give Octavia all the black ones except Judi Dench.
Let's give her all the black ones except for the British white lady. Yes.
But like Viola and Oprah, she wasn't that good at it. I wrote she sucks, but then honestly, she was pretty good at Jodie Foster, and Judi Dench was kind of funny.
Melissa's Kate McKinnon
Crushed it.
Come on. And the Kristen Wiig too.
Yeah, and Beck coming in as Javier.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was great. Oh, the Owen Wilson. Oh yeah. Oh what? I'm Owen Wilson. That's me doing Melissa doing Owen Wilson.
Please do more. I feel like I'm in his presence right now.
Well, I love Jackie Chan. Working with him was great.
Well done.
Thank you.
Done.
No, but I think stick to what you said. Stick to what you know.
Yeah.
And people like. This was just too. And also, at least with the audition tapes, they move around and dance and stuff. This is just. Oh, my turn? Yeah, this is my impression.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was almost just like, it was almost awkward at the end of it. Like, Alex a lot of times too, he would just do it and be like,
yeah.
And then just awkwardly back away, so.
And pick somebody else instead of Alex. He only did 2.
Yeah.
At least Octavia did a few. I did like Jodie Foster, though.
Should have just had Melissa do, like,
Just like
1,000.
be like, yo, everybody else canceled.
Out.
Bust up. Like the whole Pandora sketch with Bruno Mars. Just do that for...
Yeah.
I love that sketch. Do you have anything else to add about?
No, I think that covers Zoopolis.
Yeah. Have to add one random thing. I loved that Kate was doing Kelly Ann throughout. Did you notice that?
Yes.
During weird clips, she would just be like sitting. I'm gonna see if I can do just like on her knees and on her phone.
Yep.
You know?
So
good.
I'm actually really glad they did it that way, because I think that's one of those things that it's already so crazy and everyone's already made their 10,000 jokes about it since that picture came out. So I think this is just a smart way of still acknowledging it and having it be something that's funny without just having them literally do what happened.
Which is oddly smart for SNL.
Hey.
With politics. What?
And it was even mentioned with Jeff Sessions in the cold open when he's just like, she ain't got no legs. They don't let her talk no more. So yeah, I think they handled that well.
Yeah. Youngblood. What did you think of this another digital short?
Yeah. I think the way that it was done was funny, just because you always have that old guy who in movies is trying to like enlighten you through metaphors with something.
Yeah.
I think it could have been shorter. I think it's a funny joke if it's more concise. I really liked Octavia in this one, just yelling and kind of like badgering him the whole time.
She's a good old lady.
Yeah, good old lady stuff. But what do you think?
I thought the twist at first was funny. Like, I thought that how he won so fast was funny, but then it was just like, okay, we get it. Oh, he's just, you're gonna give him $20 for real? Why?
Yeah,
Why?
that's when I was like, what are you doing,
This
Pete?
is stupid.
Don't give him money.
Yeah. So that's how I felt about
Well,
it.
yeah, I think it's one of those things, again, where they just don't totally know how to end it. And
Yeah.
it's a weird reason to have
Yeah.
that story happen.
They just have, I feel like they're just like, I've got all these good ideas, and it's just an idea and it goes nowhere, you know?
Yeah.
Yo, there's a guy, he's an old man, he thinks he's good at chess, but the young kid sucks at it. I mean, young kid is awesome at it. Let's call it Youngblood, because that's catchy as shit. People are going to think it's a good sketch, and then it's garbage.
Tricked. I think that was a lot of this episode was like, I know a lot of times I'll sit down and I'll be like, oh yeah, that's a great idea for a sketch.
Yeah.
I'll start to write it, and then I'm like, oh wait, that's not a good idea for a sketch, because I don't know where to go. There's nowhere to take it.
Yeah. A lot of times, sometimes I think of ideas, and it's like, I think it's a good sketch, but it turns out to be more of a good stand-up joke, because it's just like short and funny. But then you think of, oh, this is a good joke, but then it's like, it's kind of complicated, good sketch. So maybe they should just start making better monologues and add those jokes. I don't know.
Hey, there you go.
Something. Do something better.
Do
SNL.
better.
Damn it. Next up, my dad. No, it's not. Father John Misty. In case you guys are wondering, my name is actually Kelly Misty. Our last name comes from the Pokemon trainer, because we're a new family. Very new. No, people I know love this dude. Like, they're like, oh, he sounds like Mumford and Sons, but if he, like, talked about the apocalypse or something. And I'm like, all right, sounds interesting. Then I watched it and I was like, nope, nah.
I feel like he sounds like Mumford and Sons if Mumford and Sons wasn't good or catchy.
If they had no instruments and just was like, because that's what he did at the end.
He just kind of flailed around quite a bit.
It's like, oh, I know I'm failing at this. I gotta get your attention.
I'm losing him.
Look at how crazy I am.
I think that's what I took away from Father, whatever his name is, that I'm not going to remember or learn.
I also thought, man, guys need to start wearing more coats like that.
Especially when you're flailing around like that. It really, had a good look.
Update. I didn't write down any jokes because I was like, all right, what did you think of it?
Yeah, I think Jokes wise, yeah, it was a lot of it ran a bit flat. I really always appreciate Che's like metaphors that he'll do. Sometimes I think he goes a little too heavy on him. He relies on him a little bit too much, but again, it's like it works, so why not?
Yeah.
Because I liked his comparing Trump's train of thought and his tweets to like the crazy dude on the subway who's just kind of going from one thing to the next. I was like, I lick my elbow. So I like those kind of metaphors that he does. But yeah, there weren't really many that I that really stood out to me.
The one that was kind of cheesy that Jost did, that Colin was like, that Che was like, yo, he really wanted that one in.
Oh yeah.
I forget what it was.
Pro bono, because
Yeah.
the lawyer for the U2 settlement case.
I'm all for puns. I enjoyed it. But I also like when they're just like being butts. You know, like, this guy's a nerd.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'm a nerd.
I think Update, and it's funny, they did better with the cold open and taking like a different point of view, whereas I think Update went back a step and did kind of more
Just
read
stories,
headlines.
yeah.
Because like I remember him saying like, oh yeah, the bar's set really low, when it's like, read words good for Trump's speech. And I'm like, yeah, that is funny because it's true, but it's also, again, it's just like, here are the headlines, and here's kind of what people are thinking a little bit.
Yeah. Eric and Donald Jr. I thought that was funny. I loved the golf card because he's like, no, it's C-A-R-D. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I love when guys play dummies and they're like, oh, I got a funny face pancake. That was good. Committing to that Capri Sun.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the bros?
I liked it a lot. This was one of my favorite parts of the episode, I think, just because I enjoy whenever they would do stuff with the Trump kids, and it was always just Eric going, and I'm Eric. Yeah. And so I think this is like a nice evolution of it.
Yeah.
And just the idea of him, because he is very awkward, and he always looks angry and or awkward. Yeah. And so I think this was a really good kind of take on it, where he is just kind of like the one that no one really knows what he does.
Yeah.
But the line that cracked me up is when they were asking if Donald Trump is still involved in the business, and the timing of Alex and Mikey both being like, no one else is involved, and Eric's just like, and Dad. And he's just like, no, remember, buddy, we talked about this. Dad doesn't tell us what to do anymore. And he's like, no, he does. So I think that was a fun take on that part.
Yeah, I like that. I do agree. It was like the best, one of my favorites of the night too. Laura Parsons, kid actor, not though. I'm just bored of her. I've always been bored of her. But I do like Vanessa's commitment, but I think it's just because I don't like those kids. And I get it's funny, but it's just like I still don't like them.
Yeah. I think this has always been an interesting way to take this character, just because I've seen her do it in stand-up bits. We've seen her do it in sketch form before, and now taking her onto Weekend Update. I think it's interesting because, when you hear kids' interpretations of certain things, it's funny. I normally love this. I still enjoyed this one, but parts of it did fall a little bit flat. I did enjoy her interpretation of a transgender person being someone who looks at their privates and says, why I oughta.
Yeah, it's true though, in a way. I did. I think I also was expecting more because it was the Oscars, and I'm like, oh, this girl is gonna go off about him. But
Yeah.
I don't know. She didn't.
She didn't.
Sticky bun training. This is where I feel like I just stopped writing notes because I was like, this is, ugh. Sucky workers, not funny. That's what I wrote. What did you think of it?
Yeah, I just kind of kept waiting to see what the game was going to be.
Yeah.
Because I was like, no, the game can't just be that they're, like, bad.
And that's it. Which is, like, something you're not really supposed to do, I feel.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you're not supposed to fight, but it's just like, I don't know. You have to care. And I feel like they didn't really care. I guess they kind of were nervous caring, but it was just... And then the whole thing was, oh, they're airport workers.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Well, yeah, we all know that airport workers are the worst. But that's, again, it's not a whole sketch of just seeing them screw up. I think they all did well in it. It was acted very well.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed watching the performances in there. Like, I think Cecily and Beck were really good as, like, the let's go get him. That's the sticky bun attitude kind of stuff. But yeah, I just kept waiting to see what it was gonna get to, and it never did anything.
Yep, same. I did want a sticky bun after, though.
Oh, fair.
Because they looked really, really good.
Well, Kelsey, the actress, did not.
Yeah.
She passed.
Yeah.
But...
Mistake! This next one I wrote, white friend trying to be hip to a black friend. Old, not funny. And then the whole thing was 80s reach to the excuse was not remembering it's Black History Month. So you're going to not... So because you don't remember it's Black History Month, you're going to get a new black friend to be like, oh, yeah, girl. What a terrible sketch. Yeah. Very uncomfortable. Like, just like...
Yes.
Ugh, I hated it so much. I don't think I've hated a sketch so much in so long. I was like, this is terrible. What did you think?
I think that this was like 4 different sketches written into one. Mm-hmm. There was too much going on. And I think either way, they had to... The 2 main kind of premises that I got out of it was the one that they were trying to go for of like, I'm a white girl who needs to try to have a black friend and be cool about it and like integrate them into my group of friends. Yeah. Which again, not a funny idea anyways, but there's that idea. But then it was also that they were trying to have Octavia's character be weird, but they didn't have her be weird enough. Yeah. So at first I was like, oh, so she's going to be the weird friend. But then Cecily was crazy. So she either needed to be weird as shit and Cecily needed to be normal to have that be the game, I think, or it needed to go into that, like, fully, who cares about her being weird? It's just her being unaware and Cecily using her as, like, look, I have a black friend. Yeah. Again, I don't think either idea is good, but I feel like those were the 2 that they put into one. Yeah.
I want to know a lot of things. Who wrote these? How does Octavia, Oscar-winning Octavia Spencer, feel about this cheap type of joke? And Sashir. Props to her for being in a whopping, how many sketches? 3 or so? Oh, she's also in Youngblood a little bit.
That's true, yeah.
Wow! So, you know it's a shitty episode when they need a lot of shit, you know? Man, and also how does, like, Cecily feel playing the worst person ever? You know,
How do you feel about being the worst human?
I hated it. I was just like this. Though I feel like honestly, most of the episode I just felt uncomfortable. Like I laughed a lot, but most of it, not even just with the race stuff, but like this next one, what Steve did, uncomfortable. Like how he brought a gun in and grabbed a girl apparently the day before, but comes in with chocolate. And everybody is uncomfortable, but they need to, I think, react harder. Yeah. Be like, you're a crazy person. Keep the chocolate. Get out of here. What do you think?
Yeah, I was very uncomfortable. Like, I mean, kudos to Beck. He kept a great level of commitment during that. Yeah. And it was just weird and awkward and unfunny.
Honestly, so did Cecily too for being the worst person.
True, yeah.
Like they're very great with commitment.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I was just like, what is the freaking game here? Like, okay, he did something crazy. Oh, now we find out he brought a gun, and now he's doing some weird accent, and he's wearing lots of pink clothing and trying to force feed everyone chocolate.
Yeah. And was the whole mess up of the name a thing? Like Jackie, no Chucky. Yeah. Like, what was the... Oh, that's fun. Messing up a name. Wild. Ugh.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
Did make me want chocolate.
That was a rough one. I think, again, there was a lot of chocolate being thrown around. I think, again, it was like there was a couple different ideas going into the game of this one, and then they never really kind of settled on anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I also want to see, I feel like this is out of the story that they told, this is the worst scene they could have shown. Like, yeah. I want to see him after getting kicked out, like just by himself, probably on the side of the road crying or something, you know?
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Yeah. Or preparing to getting the chocolate for this crazy thing.
The prep work that goes into this weird character. Yeah. Which really, the bar sketch that did not have to be filmed, that could have been live. They could have even turned that idea, like you said, of like showing like afterwards and stuff, like even like security cam footage of him like in the hallway afterwards or whatever. This could have been a digital short. This could have been filmed if they took that route instead.
Yeah, learn from us.
I mean, it's what we're here for.
Yeah. You think we do this just because we like it? I don't like her.
I don't even. What's your name?
What, Kelly? Maserati, okay.
Amy Maserati right here.
The last sketch of the night, another one of those old-fashioned great idea, what's the rest of it, you know?
Yeah.
Though I can watch Octavia with snake eyes any day.
She still expresses so much emotion.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, damn, you're good.
She owns Spencer Gifts. They're trying to think of new ideas. What did you think of it?
I think a couple writers got shit-faced and said, her last name's Spencer.
At the mall.
Remember Spencer's at the mall? She should own Spencer's. And then they wrote this.
Yeah.
And then we had to sit through it.
110% agree.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Overall, great cold open. Melissa crushed impressions. We've been saying forever. Like, listen to us. God. Eric and Donald, pretty good. Everything else, don't watch.
Fair.
Right?
Fair.
What do you think?
I am in agreement on that. Did you have a standout performer in this one?
Oh, who can I? Melissa. Though I did like Kate, but you know who? Melissa's Kate, like you said.
Yeah. That's Wait, which Kate?
I just like to yell a lot. So yeah, it was. It's back. It's back. SNL. Not back like woo. Just next episode. We love the show though. I swear to.
This was a rough one. It had its moments, but this was a rough one. I'm always a little let down when it's after their few weeks off. I'm like, you're rested.
Yeah.
You've had a lot going on in the news. You've had a lot of time to write. Like, maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's too much time. Maybe they need that pressure, but...
I mean, they probably work well under pressure.
Yeah.
It's... We have tough love. We love it, but we're not gonna sugarcoat it. We're not gonna be like, wow, that what Steve did sketch? Oh my God, that John... We're honest. Okay. On that note, next week, I'm pretty stoked because I like Scarlett Johansson. She's hosting.
She's a good host.
Not so much stoked about Lord, but whatever.
Ooh, I like me some Lord, so I'm excited for both next week.
Does she have a new song?
Green Light. I was just listening to it, actually.
All right.
It's quite enjoyable. You should listen to it.
All right, cool. Maybe I will.
Pump that in some Father...
John Misty.
Whatever. God, why can't I get his name?
It's the whitest white man name ever, and then a Pokemon lady.
Yeah. Perfect. Got it now.
Now you can't forget it.
Nailed it.
You're gonna think Ryan Pikachu.
Yes.
Oh man, what a fun time. Hey, Amy, before we go, where can we find you on the internet?
Hey, Kelly, you can find me at Amy Maestri.
Wow, really? Oh, golly.
Super original.
I'm going to Google search you.
Oh, no.
I'm going to Google search all.
We need to go. Where can people find you?
Oh, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at HollyWeirdo. I'm Kelly McInerney, in case you need to know my name. Until then, though, we'll see you next week. My shirt got caught. That's why I was like, we'll see you next week with ScarJo, Lord, 3 of us probably. Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.